Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are back with another lyrical analysis. Today we are doing a look at the lyrics for an old school hip hop song. Came out when I was a kid. Uh, yeah. When was it first released? It was, yeah, 82. So I was 2 year old when this song come out. So even for me, I wouldn't have been conscious of it. I wouldn't have been aware. But it is hugely important. Uh, the message, it really talked about was huge. You think, things are bad now, which, yeah, there are, we've got our own issues, but I mean, it wasn't without issues back then. It wasn't without problems. And you could see a lot of this in this song. It talks about how you were almost trapped in a world you couldn't get away from. Now, before we get into this, there is some language. Um, some very derogatory language. I don't like using certain words. But if I do use them in this context, I apologize for the usage of the word, but usually it's within boundaries of educational edification. Anyway, again, this was 82. But the song we're gonna examine is The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Now, yeah, um, this is from Genius.com, the about for the song. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five's The Message may not have been the origin of the conscious rap in the early 80s, but it took the idea, ran away with it, married it, had several children, and bought a farm in upstate Idaho with it. The Message was the seventh rap song to ever appear on Billboard's Hot 100 chart, peaking at number 62. It went gold within 11 days. It was also selected by the New York Times as the most powerful pop song of 1982. And NME named it their #1 track of the year. In 2017, Rolling Stone named it the best hip hop record of all time. But perhaps the song's biggest honor was in 2002 when the U.S. Library of Congress began archiving recordings that are culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant in its National Recording Registry. The message was included because of its focus on urban social issues and thus shows it is regarded as significant as other recordings also archived that first year, like Stars and Stripes Forever, God Bless America, and Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Though though it's credited to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, the message was primarily written by Ed Duke Moody Fletcher and producer Jiggs Chase, with the only contributing member of Grand Flash and the Furious Five being Melly Mel, who wrote the final verse, and the suggestion of Sylvia Robinson, the then head of Sugar Hill Records. Both Duke and Mel rapped on the track. There are many different versions of the song with different numbers of verse. Often verse 4 is omitted. This is the original and longest version. It has been sampled and quoted many times, often imitated but never matched. So yeah. Let me see if there is any other information I have on this. Nope, that don't have anything. All right. Now, the song starts out, "It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under." And we break into the first verse. "Broken glass everywhere, people pissing on the stairs, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with a baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far 'cause the man with the tow truck repossessed my car." And then we break into the chorus. "Don't push me 'cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Ah, ha, 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 ha." And then, "It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under." And we get into the next verse. "Standing on the front stoop, hanging out the window, watching all the cars go by, roaring as the breezes blow. A crazy lady living in a bag, eating out of garbage pails used to be. A fag hag said she'll dance the tango, skip the light fandango. A zircon princess seemed to lost her senses down at the peep show watching all the creeps so she can tell her stories to all the girls back home. She went to the city and got so sedity. She had to get a pimp. She couldn't make it on her own. And we go back into the chorus. Don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Ah, ha, ha, ha. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. We go into verse 3. My brother's doing bad. Stole my mother's TV. Says she watches too much. It's just not healthy. All my children in the daytime, Dallas at night. Can't even see the game or the Sugar Ray fight. The bill collectors, they ring my phone and scare my wife when I'm not home. Got a bum education, double-digit inflation. Can't take the train to the job. There's a strike at the station. Neon King Kong standing on my back. Can't stop to turn around. Broke my sacroiliac. A mid-range migraine. Cancered membrane. Sometimes I think I'm going insane. I swear I might hijack a plane. We go into the chorus again. Don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. And we go into verse 4. My son said, Daddy, I don't want to go to school, 'cause the teacher's a jerk and I think he must think I'm a fool. And all the kids smoke reefer. I think it'd be cheaper if I just got a job, learn to be a street sweeper, or dance to the beat, shuffle my feet, wear a shirt and tie and run with the creeps. 'Cause it's all about money, ain't a damn thing funny. You got to have a con in this land of milk and honey. They pushed that girl in front of a train, took her to the doctor, sewed her arm on again, stabbed that man right in his heart, gave him a transplant for a brand new start. I can't walk through the park 'cause it's crazy after dark. Keep my hand on my gun 'cause they got me on the run. I feel like an outlaw, broke my last glass jaw. Hear them say, you want some more? Living on a seesaw. And once again, we go through the chorus. I'm trying, don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Say what? It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. And we repeat that 3 more times. Then we get into verse 5. A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. You'll grow in the ghetto, living second rate, and your eyes will sing a song of deep hate. The places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway. You'll admire all the number book takers, thugs, pimps, and pushers, and big money makers, driving big cars, spending 20s and 10s, and you want to grow up to be just like them, huh? Smugglers, scramblers, burglars, gamblers, pickpocket peddlers, and even panhandlers. You say, I'm cool, huh? I'm no fool. But then you wind up dropping out of high school. Now you're unemployed, all null and void. Walking around like your pretty boy Floyd. Turn stick up kid, but look what you done did. You sent up for a 8-year bid. Now your manhood is took and you're a May tag. Spend the next 2 years as a undercover fag. Being used and abused to serve like hell. Till one day you was found hung dead in the cell. It was plain to see that your life was lost. You was cold and your body swung back and forth. But now your eyes sing the sad, sad song of how you lived so fast and died so young. So, once again, we go through the chorus. Don't push me, close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Ha 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 ha. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder. Huh? Ha 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 ha. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Ha 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 ha. And then we go into the outro of the song. Yo, Mel, you see that girl there? Yeah, man. Yo, that sound like Cowboy Man. Cool. Yo, what's up, money? Yo. Hey, where's Creo and Raheem at, man? I think they upstairs cooling out. So what's up for tonight, y'all? Yo, we could go down to Fever, man. Let's go check out Junebug, man. Ayo, you know that girl Betty? Yeah, man, her mom's got robbed, man. Not again, man. What? She got hurt bad. When did this happen? When did it happen? What's going on? Freeze! Don't nobody move nothing. Y'all know what this is? What's up? Get 'em. Get 'em up. Get 'em up, man. We down with Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, man. Grandmaster 5? What is that? A gang? No, man. Just Hey, shut up. I don't want to hear your mouth. Shut up. Excuse me, officer. Officer, what's the problem? Ain't no... You the problem. You the problem. Yo, you ain't gotta push me, man. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the god. I said, get in the car. Why is he dogging us, man? So that is the full, uncut lyrics to the message. Yeah, it was a long one. 1982, and like I said, I don't like using certain pejoratives, but for the edification purposes, we shall. Uh, okay. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. I mean, pretty clear. You living in these inner cities, and we even know that this is set up by the redlining of the 1940s and 50s and 60s. It sets up neighborhoods uh, for the poor and minorities. So yeah, this goes back to the setup of everything that was set up by redlining. Yeah, he describes everything: broken glass everywhere, people pissing on the stairs, just don't care. He can't stand the smell, can't stand the noise. You know, he's kind of stuck there. Got no money to move out. I got no choice. He describes how horrible things are. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back. You would think it's a third world country. Junkies in the alley with a baseball bat because they're trying to get money to get their fix. Um, and he says, I tried to get away. I tried to get far. Sometimes he tried to get away, but he couldn't get far because a man with a tow truck repossessed his car. So yeah, he can't even drive away from everything that's happening. And the chorus talks about, yeah, it's maddening. He's so much, so many terrible conditions, but he's just trying to exist without losing it. Um, then he describes, things he sees on the streets. Uh, Standing on front stoop, hanging out the window, watching all the cars go by, roaring as the breezes blow. So yeah, probably describing being close to the freeway. I know they discuss many times in your cities about trains and all that, but they're probably also close to like the highways and stuff. So, you have all those cars going by, right next to the city. Uh, then he talks about this woman he sees, which is a crazy lady living in a bag, eating out of garbage pails, used to be. And the term, the pejorative itself, just means someone, a heterosexual woman who hangs out with a lot of homosexual men. Um, if you're ever curious what the actual term meant. Said she'll dance the tango, skip the light fandango. A Zircon princess seemed to lost her senses. Yeah, it's basically talking about a woman who has to resort to very seedy tactics, whether it be prostitution, stripping, you know. Anyway, we go with another chorus. We've already talked about that. Verse 3. Uh, Brother's doing bad, stole the mother's TV. So brothers stole, the mother's TV, and he tries to proclaim, "Oh, she she watches too much TV. It is all my children in the day and Dallas at night." It's just not healthy. But also, like, you can't watch those shows now, and you can't even watch the game or the Sugar Ray fight on TV because you don't have a TV now. Your brother stole it. Bill collectors, they ring my phone. I mean, that's even a problem nowadays. And scare my wife when I'm not home. So, yeah, constant bill collectors calling, harassing for money, bum education, which it's not like, essentially they're meaning uh, how you've been forced to learn to live on the street, to how to survive as a bum. But even with that, inflation is high, double digit inflation, which, yeah, you got to remember this is 82, just after the inflation we suffered uh, in the late 70s. It's one of the reasons Reagan got elected over Carter, because there was so much inflation and everything. Uh, can't take the train to the job, there's a strike at the station. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty explanatory. Neon King Kong standing on my back. Just talking about how all the lights and everything are there, but it's just there's no real future with it. Can't stop to turn around, broke my sacroiliac. I think that's just a um, part of your body. Yeah, sacroiliac. Um, Joint between the sacrum and the ilium bones of the pelvis, which are connected by ligaments. Yeah, it's often called the sacroiliac joint. But yeah, so I mean, literally has issues trying to turn around. Then mid-range migraine, cancer membrane, health issues we're getting into talking about. So not only the conditions, but people are suffering health issues, migraines, cancer. And he goes, I think I'm going insane. I swear I might hijack a plane. So yeah, he's just, he feels so without options. He might just, yeah, really go off the end, deep end. Uh, then we talk about uh, child. The son says, I don't want to go to school, Daddy. And the teacher's a jerk. He must think I'm a fool. All the kids smoke reefer, marijuana. You'd think it'd be cheaper. Yeah, if all the kids are smoking it, you'd think it'd be something real cheap to get a hold of. But no. And he even says, maybe I'll just get a job like a street sweeper. Dead end jobs where there's no real future. And then he also suggests other options: dance to the beat, shuffle my feet, wear a shirt, and tie and run with the creeps. Yeah, talks about, well, maybe, just do the day to day hourly job thing. Because, yeah, one of the big things about the 80s, money, 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 money. That's where that ideation was huge. Uh, you gotta have a con in this land of milk and honey. Supposed to be the land of opportunity, but there is no future. It talks about the violence that goes on. Pushed the girl in front of the train, took her to the doctor, sewed her arm on again, stabbed him. Someone stabbed a man right in his heart, so he had to get a transplant. And he talks about can't even walk through the park because of all the crime. Got to keep a gun on him. And he talks about feeling like an outlaw, broke my last glass jaw. So he's been hit so many times. It's like he almost becomes numb to it. And then in verse 5, we really see they talk about other issues. He just really kind of takes up all the other little issues we have. You know, it's no place for a child to be born into. Uh, you know, God is watching over you, but he can't be happy with the state of things. Um, Talks about how there is really no future living in the ghetto. How it almost teaches you to hate. Uh, yeah, you'll end up, looking up to those who make money, even if it's not by legal ways, because they actually have things. They're actually able to do things. They talk about admiring all the number book takers, thugs, pimps, and pushers, and the big money makers, driving big cars, spending 20s and 10s. So yeah, I mean, you look up and you see, hey, that must be the only way to really do things. They also mention smugglers, scramblers, burglars, gamblers, pickpocket peddlers, even panhandlers. All these different ways. But where's the honesty in that? Where's the legitimacy? Talks about people dropping out of high school, become unemployed, and they end up having to commit crimes. Talking about them becoming like Pretty Boy Floyd, the gangster from the night, one of the gangsters of the 1920s during Prohibition, 30s, 30s, during Prohibition and everything, 20s and 30s. He's in that same age time bracket with Capone and Machine Gun Kelly and everything. But yeah, being like that. Um, so you do a crime, end up in jail, and when you're in jail, they use you for their sexual enjoyment. You essentially, yeah, you'll be forced to be a girl, even though you may be male. because you've got bigger mouths while you're in jail. So yeah, you may be living fast doing all this, but you will die so quickly. And then we get into the chorus and finally the outro skit. The outro skit just shows a group of young men talking, about things that are going on in their life that they see. And they're not doing anything horrible. They're just hanging out together, chatting, talking. But yeah, um, we get freeze. Don't nobody move nothing. Essentially, the cops show up because these guys are poor or are minority or both. And just because there's several of them gathered together, you know, it's seen as potentially crime activity. And they say, we down with Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, man, talking about uh, being conscientious about things. And the police are just asking, Grandmaster Five, what is that, a gang? Yeah. I mean, this is part of the reason we have issues with the police nowadays, is this kind of behavior. This was in 82. You know, after the Rodney King beating, we had the riots in LA. We tried to have Black Lives Matter after several killings across the country. There was Ferguson slayings by police, and a number of others that just didn't need to happen. You know, if your objective is to go in looking for a crime, yeah, you're going to construe many things as potentially a crime, even though in actuality there is no crime. But that is the song. It is a heart-rending description of things. I'm sorry this video's been so long. It's already about 45 minutes, but there is a lot to this one. But yeah, uh, It's and things may have changed, but it's not really gotten better. It's just changed the way things happen. It's yeah. There's so much that could be changed, fixed if we were more aware and focused on fixing these issues instead of going after each other like the rich want us to do. Because as long as our focus isn't on them, they're like, we're good. Focus on your poor neighbors. They're the ones who are making you struggle. I'll just take everything here. You know, that's the way things happen. But unfortunately, anyway, I'll end this episode here. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I will be putting sources in the description box below the video. I appreciate y'all for watching. See you all in the next one. Until then, later.